Hey, it's Four with Playboy.
And my Playboys Bunny.
Welcome to our podcast where we discuss pickup, game, relationships.
And sex.
And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about your book.
Yeah.
The foundational book, Fuck Like a Porn Star.
The best book in my arsenal that I've ever written, ever.
Hands down.
I think.
Yes. And you threw your heart into it.
Yeah. Well, when your heart is in your vagina, it goes a long way.
And it's like, you wrote this. You had written some other, like, self-confidence and one-itis. But this was really what you really wanted to get into.
Yeah.
Because when we talk about game and relationships, you're always like, but I really want to talk about sex.
Well, the bottom line is sex is the glue that holds relationships together.
Got it.
If you don't have a strong sexual relationship with a person you're dating or married or whatever, then you're no different than buddies or friends or enemies. I mean,
and you mention that all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll make or break a marriage. It'll make or break dating.
It'll help you get through the hard times.
It's just better. Everybody is more united whenever you have a strong sexual bond.
Got it. So it's foundational.
It
makes. What do we say? It's a
foundational.
difference between like roommates and marriage.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how did Fuck Like a Porn Star come about? What was the process?
You just said it. I mean, you just said it.
But I mean, like,
sex is sex.
But I mean, like, where were you at mentally? Like, and you said, okay, I'm going to write this thing and get it in front of people.
Well, I think that because of where we are and because of my openness in talking about the real situations and the real things that kind of contribute to attraction and sexual bonding, I just get a lot of questions about sexual stuff. What girls like, what they don't like, how to become their girl's best lover. They all just want to be better in bed.
I like
because
it.
they know that sex is the foundation and that it matters and that it's an important piece of the puzzle. So I would say, to answer your question, it came about because I was being asked about it a lot, and if I wasn't going to write it, who was going to?
Well, it's interesting. We've talked about this. Guys don't want to ask, and they don't want to hear about sex stuff from men.
Yeah.
There's a barrier, and some stronger with others. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, they just aren't going, and that's totally fine. There's something,
Does it feel
nature.
homosexual? I mean,
I don't know, because
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always been lucky. You know what I mean? As far as like I've always had lots of people to talk to.
Right.
And I would guess that's the gist.
Yeah.
They don't want to feel weird. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then you have a woman who obviously is mature and informed and fair, and you tend to kind of get men.
Right.
Because, again, there's this whole other thing that we never mentioned, that women can't talk about sex outside of the bedroom.
Right.
It's a very small group of you.
Yeah.
That can actually talk about it.
It is.
So that makes you this unicorn, for lack of a better word, that they can reach out to.
Sure.
And you have the experience, and you have both sides.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's got to be the thing. And I noticed you would get literally everything from, like you said, general questions.
Uh-huh.
Like, how do I start?
Yeah.
To very specific.
Yeah,
and everything in between.
Yeah.
Which gives you an idea of like what's being asked. And there's lots of questions.
Yeah. There are lots of, and I got lots of great questions, but at the same time, there's only so much you can answer, I would say,
one-on-one
in the DMs.
Oh yeah.
From, just a random message where
you don't have enough information.
You're asking, yeah, exactly. And you're asking questions that more people than just you need to know the answer to.
For sure.
So there needed to be a better source of information
that we can go to. Yeah, and put in front of people.
Yeah.
And so tell me about the structure and what a guy can expect when he opens up Fuck Like a Porn Star.
So one of the many things that I love about this book is, even though I'm essentially selling it to men, it's truly one of those that I wanted you to, if you're married, if you're dating, especially, if you have it, that you're not going to be offensive to your wife by having it. Because I think a lot of books that are related to sex, she may be a little bit up in arms about, a little resistant to. But this book truly is, if you're a female, you could take it as being written to you also. It really does cover a lot of things. There are certain sections that are specific to her. There are certain sections that are specific to him. There are, things to consider all the way from lighting to vaginal wetness or dryness to talking during sex to sex toy shopping to oral sex from both sides and specific positions, a whole slew of specific positions, how to change them up, how to make them unique to you, how to make them feel better, what she likes about specific positions, why it's hot to you, what things to keep in mind with each kind of position and situation and environment that will either help you better understand as a man why it's making her more or less comfortable in this situation, or how to help her be more comfortable. Because if she's more comfortable sexually with you, you will gain by her being more responsive sexually. So you want her to be relaxed and enjoying herself and having pleasurable orgasms so that she wants to do this thing more.
Yeah.
That better creates a bond with you and your cock.
Well, what I noticed was a lot of guys, they've never taken any formal education about sex.
Yeah.
So they're getting by, but if you add to it, if you add a small amount, it's like being a natural athlete. They're good on their own. And then you get a coach and they get really good. Because this is what I gathered from when I read it.
Yeah.
Was small adjustments have big returns.
It's a big deal.
It's you're like, well, yeah. And then if you push your legs back, everything goes deeper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like if you're in the gym, which most of you guys are gym guys that listen to this.
Yeah.
It's like when you make an adjustment to your training, or a coach, says push back on your heels, and then all of a sudden you're upright. It's little things that you don't know.
It's true.
You're like, I've been getting by, but then it gets really good.
Well, and I think that's a good comparison too, because, people will, men especially, and men I would say in this neighborhood especially, will buy the course, buy the book, go to a class, take a seminar to further their professional business, to get more healthy, for all of these different areas of life, and yet kind of leave their sex life out.
And I think it's unwittingly neglected.
Yeah. So, so why not take this course?
Yeah.
Get this book so that you can better truly understand how to make your sex life the best sex life it can be.
Exactly. And if you think it's good now, small incremental changes, you get big gains.
Oh, it's huge.
It's like I say, it's like a hinge on a door. You make, a little thing moves a big,
Yes.
And that's what I noticed about it was there's stuff in there that even if you've been having sex for 30 years, 40 years, you go, and that will, and it works. All you got to do is test it out,
Well, and I mean, this was a book that I wanted to write. This is a book that I had a lot of fun writing. It's a topic I love. I mean, genuinely, I think that this is a very important topic. I know it kind of sounds silly to say that sex is important. It is. It's just that critical. But I've also gotten a ton of just amazing feedback from those who have read it, shared it with their wives or not, and implemented the things that I'm talking about. I mean, this this book is changing lives, and that's what I love. That's what I was hoping it would do.
So how can they find this book?
So under my first and foremost, the easiest way to find it is go to myplayboysbunny.com, and that's my website. And under the products page, you will find Fuck Like a Porn Star. I actually have it offered a couple of different ways too. It's in the print downloadable version. I also did an audiobook, and then there's also a print plus audio bundle. Also, if you want to go ahead and just round out your sexual repertoire, we've got the triple play, which includes Fuck Like a Porn Star print and audio, plus book 2 of the Fuck Like a Porn Star series, which is called Make Her Squirt,
Whoop, whoop.
the absolute holy grail of female orgasms. And then book 3 of the Fuck Like a Porn Star series is threesome. So if you are wanting to invite other girls into the bedroom and open things up a little bit and have a little bit greater sexual fantasy, you can pick that up as well.
Oh my.
I know, it's pretty hot.
Lots of repertoire.
Yeah.
That's good. Links are going to be down below.
Absolutely.
We got to make it easy. And like she said, you don't get a book in the mail, so there's nothing to worry about.
Right.
But you can print it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can read it on your phone. I think they're even available to move to your Audible.
Yeah.
I mean your Kindle.
Yeah. I think so too.
I think so.
We should know these things by now.
I'm pretty darn sure.
What's important is that you can see it and you can hear it. And that's the important thing. And you can apply it. And then everyone wins.
That's right.
So if you guys like this podcast, share it. Please hit the like button. Subscribe to our channel. Share with your friends.
Truly, I think that more guys would benefit from this than not.
Yeah. And also, just like Bunny said, this book was written from both sides.
Right.
So it does have a female component that they can read it.
But it is not a weakened position for men.
No.
It is still tried and true. Yeah.
We know what works.
Yeah.
Trial and error.
That's right. We want you to win. Bye.